50 and beyond. Aging gracefully.
There's a popular saying that you are what you eat. Especially as you begin to age, you should have a meal plan when you want to age gracefully. There's a how, a why, a what, and a when of what the meal plan should look like. And that's what we'll be talking about on 50 and beyond today. And I have a guest. And this is the first time I'm having a live interview on the program. She is the chairman, Nutrition Society of Nigeria, Lagos chapter. She is also the president, Celia Penny Foundation. Today we have the privilege of having with us Celia Penny. Celia, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good to have you on the program.
Thanks for having me.
And she's 60 years old. Celia, how come you're looking so youthful, so vibrant, so strong, so what else? At 60.
Well, let me say I'm almost 60.
Just a few months.
To it. Just a few months.
Yeah.
But quite frankly, it's in the mind. And whatever your mind can, figure out, you always find a way to achieve it. If you do not want to age quickly, then you have to make sure that you find ways to slow down the aging process. My foundation is actually meant to help people to eat in a certain way as to help them slow down or even reverse the aging process. So I guess it's starting with me.
Yeah.
So it works. It works. So your mind, when you are thinking young, you dress young, you look young, you do things that young people do, and then you look young.
All right, so let's look at the why. Why do aging adults need a meal plan?
Now, it's not just the aging adults. It starts from a much younger age.
Yeah.
And it's also your mindset. If you, except of course, you just didn't know, and like a lot of people, you can just eat everything and think, oh, it's gonna, I'm just gonna age gracefully. Everything is gonna work. I'm slim. Yeah, I'm okay. And you're thinking like that into your 50s, and then things start to happen. Then you now say, okay, fine, I need a meal plan. But otherwise, it's much better that you start taking care of yourself when you're much, much younger. So when you're much older, over 50, and you need a meal plan, most likely is because something is happening. Then
that's when we become conscious
that
we need a meal
exactly.
plan.
So you wake up and you're cranky and you're having pains here and there, and never used to be that way. So maybe you go first to a doctor and they tell you, okay, drugs, and the drugs are not helping, and then perhaps refer you now to a nutritionist, and then you say, oh, okay, fine, you need a meal plan. And so you start thinking, okay, meal plan, what do I do? That is when meal plans start coming in. But if you were doing the right thing from the very start,
30s, 40s, even 30s late.
So by the time you are in your 50s and you're now told to eat more fruits, more vegetables, more water, do exercise, and then plan your meals, know how much calories you're having in a day, how much protein you should have in a day, then, it shouldn't be that much difficult. But if you're going to start in your 50s and 60s and 70s, it might be a little more difficult. And so having a meal plan would just become a chore. You're like, oh, okay. And that can actually cause stress. If you're starting to do something at a much older age that you're not used to, it can cause stress. So it's best to do things, have a plan, a meal plan around the sort of things that you like.
You have already said when this should start. You have said that it should start way early in life.
Yes.
Okay, but like we have like people in their 20s, in their 30s, who still feel like they have all the time in the world, you know. Those are the flexing years, 20s, 30s. You can eat anything and get away with it.
Mhm.
Why should I start minding what I eat in my 30s or even in my 40s when I should still be enjoying life and all that? Why?
Yeah, for some people, they've not seen trouble.
Mm.
We've not seen
At
trouble.
that time, you still have good health and all that.
Exactly. When I started when I was maybe 13, 14 in school. Because I looked at it, I saw my paternal grandmother, she was having heart problems, and my maternal grandparents were having diabetes. And I was like, oh God, I'm not going to have any of this. And people in their 30s are having hypertension. People in their 20s are having hypertension. Today, children 6, 7, 8, 9 years old are having diabetes, type 2 diabetes, adult onset diabetes. So what's happening? It is the diet. Definitely is the diet.
Yeah.
So one needs to, start checking themselves long before, even if you're not feeling bad, you are okay, you are healthy, seemingly healthy, but what something is going on the inside. There are 20-year-olds that look like they're 40. Just because there's packaging and cake and everything
To cover up.
to cover up. And so you think, oh, everything is okay. You're just seeing, photoshopped images. Okay? But what's the real skin like? What's your real skin like? How are you looking without all of those makeup?
How should we go about preparing the meal plan? Should it be about what you love taking or what you need?
Okay. If we're thinking about what you need, that's great. Okay? But what you need might actually cause you a lot of stress in getting. For instance, I tell people, okay, if you're having constipation, you can just grate some or blend cabbage and mix it with your eba. Okay? Yes, you can mix it with your eba and you move your bowels very easily.
Sorry, when you want to make eba,
When you want to make eba,
you blend some cabbage and mix with it.
absolutely, and mix with it. You will never see cabbage. All you will see is eba. It just blends in. You will never know. Okay, but that helps you. So now, you have to have that mindset that this is what you want. Number one, I like cabbage. Number two, I want to try something new. Okay, so and that can sit well with you. But if you're going right out of your way, oh, I need this turmeric. I don't even know what it tastes like. I don't like it. Okay, it might cause some stress. So it takes quite a lot of education for you to be able to accept something. Because if your mind does not accept it, your body might just reject it.
We have a lot of the internet now where people say, do this, take this. You know, people are becoming very experimental with what they take in. Should that be what we should be doing?
Now, if you see something on the internet and you say, oh, okay, that's another way of using this herb, that's good, I'll try it. Okay? Now, it is good that you see, many, many things that you also can experiment with. Okay? But I'm not certain that anybody will say, okay, if you take this to cure that, that is not, that's not just where we want to be. Okay, except you are speaking one-on-one with your nutritionist as to what is going to help you in case you do have a problem. But having all of these things is good to experiment on things that you've never experimented on, even though you've been eating those things. There are so many things that you can do, and you can also learn on the internet. Yes, fine, you can learn them. and you can incorporate these things as long as they are natural foods. That's fine. Whole foods.
So let's look at a typical meal plan. Like, what should your breakfast be like? What should your lunch be like? What should you be eating at night, typically?
Okay. Again, it's on individual basis. You know, no one size fits all. Some people are more active than others. Some people live and work around their home, so they don't need that much calories, even though they do need the nutrients to see them through on a daily basis. So typically, one thing you should have in your on your plate should be fruits. You must have water. You must have protein source. It could be egg. It could be even fish. It could be like a sardine or something. Now, I don't want to say things that may be way ahead, over some people's head because of
Yeah,
the
budget.
cash. Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you don't have, if you can't afford sardine, for instance, there this little snails that I buy, tiny little snails that you can just incorporate into your food, even if you don't want the egg yolk, which is very healthy, by the way. You can just get egg white and put your snails in it with loads and loads of vegetables. Could be cabbage, could be anything, could be ugu, could be water leaf that you have in your backyard with onions and garlic or something, and you have a bowl full of food just there.
So you mentioned ugu and water leaf. You just dice it like that and eat.
Absolutely. Or you can blend it, you can juice it, and then get the juice, drink the juice, keep the fiber for later. Okay.
Someone would throw them away.
I know, I know, and it's terrible. Really, we throw a lot of food away. Okay, so it's much better that you drink that juice. So you must have the water, you must have the vegetables, all the fruits, and you should have a source of protein. Okay, whether it's sardine or egg or fish, whatever, in the morning. Now, through the day, because you're not, very active, you're not going to so many places, you're not doing long distance trekking, you can just have fruits, different fruits
But they
intermittently.
said lunch should be the heavy meal.
The biggest meal, honestly, for me, that's big, big on nutrients, should be your breakfast. Big, big, big on nutrients because it's going to have to help you through the day. Lunch, depending on where you are, depending on what you're doing, the thing is, if you don't need it, why have it? If you don't, quite frankly, if you don't need all of that heavy, heavy stuff and you're not carrying things, and don't forget you're now in your 50s and 60s, you cannot eat the way you used to when you were 20 because you're not doing that much work. So even if you say, okay, you want something real heavy, you want your eba, you want your meat, eat your meat, but eat that meat. If you have two pieces of meat, eat one meat first before, so for psychological reasons. Because sometimes if you don't see meat in your plate, you
It's
think
not
no, it's
complete.
not complete. So leave one to the end. At least eat that first one. That first one is going to be more beneficial to you than that
And the
ever.
last- That's an eye opener because usually we feel that the heavy food should be the lunch. All right, so what about the dinner? Something to have before hitting the bed at night.
Well, um, for your dinner should come maybe around 8 o'clock. Should not be starchy foods because it's not very healthy for you. Would it digest that fast? And how much energy are you going to be using with starchy foods at night, really? Because you're not going anywhere, you're just in your house, but you're not going places. So you don't need that much energy, but you need something that is a stabilizer, something that can stabilize your energy while you work and alkalize your system at the same time. So you will need more of things that are alkalizing, like fruits, cucumber, things like that that you can chew on.
All right, so where does the heavy food come in?
Well,
Because, hey, African or Nigerian, where is my eba? Where is my fufu? Where is my rice? Where is my spaghetti? All that. Where do they come in? Because
yes,
you have not talked about that.
yes. Somebody can also ask, where is the river? Where is the stream? Where is the farm? Where is the long distance trekking? Now, see the boys on the streets, on the bridge, running. You cannot eat like that. They can sit down and eat a whole bowl of,
Yeah.
and they'll burn it. But you in your office, you cannot eat like them. You're not exerting as much energy as they are. So you need to prioritize whatever it is that you're eating according to how much energy you're expending. It's far more important that you know who you are, what your needs are, what you're doing, how much energy you are expending, and where to get, what are the sources, best sources of energy. Is definitely not from margarine. So you can't say, oh, bread and butter, and then what you're putting in there is margarine. And then the bread that you're eating is white bread. Any white bread for me is agege bread. As long as it is white, that white anemic looking thing, okay, cannot help your system in any way. It's white flour. The margarine used is refined oil. The sugar used is refined sugar. Everything about it is refined. So how's that going to give you health? Not going to give you health. Eba is far better than that. Amala is far better than that, quite frankly. Even if you're eating eba amala for breakfast, I'm good with that. You're eating fufu, I'm good with that.
For breakfast?
Absolutely. You're eating it with soup and there's meat and everything. That's good. So there are things that we traditionally have that we have put in the back.
All right, so let's look at the overall health benefits of having or sticking to. It's a different thing to have, and then another one sticking to that meal plan. So let's look at the overall health benefits for aging adults.
Yeah. Sticking to a meal plan would be easy if what you're doing is something you like. What you're eating is something you like. Because you have to be creative. Somebody needs to be encouraged to be as creative as possible.
Creative.
You have to
With your food.
Yes, be creative. For me, I always advise my clients to line up all the stuff that they require, that they need. Maybe if it's uh, flour, like elubo, or the elubo shoe.
Or plantain flour.
Just line everything, and then millets, you mill it. You can mill it in your own house. You mill everything and just have everything in little glass containers and keep them there. And then be as creative. You can make pancake from these things. Okay? So whatever it is that you see on TV, or replicate it with what you have on your shelf that you have got by yourself, not the one that's already been packaged for you. You can buy packaged one, but once in a while. But the ones that you just can get from your shelf, and then, okay, let me try this. Let me try if Lubo would taste good as pancake. If this flour would taste good, pancake. If bean flour, bean flour, you can use that as pancake. Because for me, instead of, maybe going out to buy akara, for instance, I mix my tomato with bean flour and then make pancake with it. It tastes like it's akara. Do you understand? It's just that it's not dipped in oil. So you can be as creative as you can. Add whatever fiber and vegetables that you want in there. Add your cabbage, your stuff, just add them and make it heavy, and it will taste real good and you're happy. Number one, you even laugh at yourself. What's this thing
What
that
am I mixing?
Yes. Let's taste and see, how it tastes. You understand? And then you have fun doing it. If it tastes good to your taste bud, you'll repeat it. And then you keep doing it and you keep experimenting and you keep having fun. Because when you are laughing and you're laughing at yourself and with yourself, you are healthier. You are doing things. It's exciting you to go into your kitchen and say, okay, let me try this, let me try that. You are creating something.
We still have another session where we're going to be talking about things you must have, to help you age gracefully and age well. So we'll end this here and then we'll do the second part of our recording. Okay, so the program is 50 and beyond, where we advise you and educate you on things that you can do to age gracefully. So please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Also like the content, leave a comment in the box, and also share this video with everyone that you love. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in my next video. I am Jumoke Michaels. Bye-bye.